Hi, hello. We're going to play Cat's Cradle from only a loop without the classical opening. Take a good look. This is a folded pentalpha. I already talked you about this. One time and two times. Another folded pentalpha. And here we go. This figure is difficult. Sometimes it can give good figures. Sometimes not. In this case, nothing special is going to come out. False crossings, as you saw, and this is very difficult figure. Have no lines, so another folded pentalpha. Very interesting. Very difficult beginning for Cat's Cradle. And now trying to reach some more normal figures, more or less normal figures. This is difficult. False crossings again. Trying to see the middle. It's very interesting because this radical opening, and here it is. You see, almost a normal figure. This is amazing, right? Classical takeout with the central crossings. Very easy. It's difficult. This figure is difficult. Extremely difficult to take out. False crossing here again. And excellent taking out. You see, it was almost impossible to take out this figure. And it's a beautiful figure. Interesting. The technique is calling saving the game. When the game is too much complex, we can always make that static and we save the game. The game gets simplified. Excellent figure. How good. Very nice. This is a very nice figure, right? And amazingly enough, the figures are becoming almost normal. Aha, entering the classical game. It's very important. You see, from all that strange stuff, and here we are. We always enter the game in this figure. Yes, we enter always. Very interesting. Classic. Another classic. This is all classical figures from the classical game. Another classical game, a classical figure. Classical taking out. All this is known. So in here we can come back or try to do something, but I'm going to come back easily. It's a classicals, and here it is, coming back to the game again. And now starting to be radical. False crossings and false crossings. And here it is. From a radical, indifferent, taking out the different figure, of course. that is what is fun, right? To give new dimensions to the game. So many crossings to choose. Beautiful figures. Classical almost. Ah no, I made a twist in there. It was nothing special. False crossing and classical crossing. You see the middle is in this small lateral rectangle. Classical. False crossings, and here it is again. The center is not actually in the center. Radical also taking. No. Oh yes, false crossings. And here we have another strange figure. This way of playing is very rewarding. Sometimes extraordinary figures come out and we can make a small drawing of it. Almost classical. I choose almost classical taking out in there. My mother is seeing the crossings behind the fingers. Crossings behind the fingers are very important and elusive. Interesting figures. Aha, opening the fingers in the right hand. It's another technique interesting. We take crossing, but then we open the fingers instead of bringing the fingers through the middle. We open them and catch other ways, other strings. False crossings again. This type of figures they are always coming out, and this is the only way of taking them. We can try several, but usually with very poor results. It's a difficult figure. Now this looks like Cat's Cradle, but probably it is a phantom. It looks exactly, but it is not. I'm sure. Ah, she made false crossing, so we will never know. Aha, again, I opened the fingers. Interesting figure. Very interesting figure. For Cat's Cradle, of course. Trying to look exactly how the strings are connected or not. In this case, one side is different from the other side. That is important for us to choose proper technique. So here is normal, and here also the normal, yeah, normal, obvious crossings. Here the same, and here the same. Nothing special. There was an hesitation there, I don't know exactly why. Again looking for the crossings behind the fingers. Well, I think it was a false crossing with a normal crossing, I'm not sure. These figures are called, we call them the angels, because they have a head here, a head in here. Yes, a head of the angel, the wings on the fingers, and then the In the other way, the figure was open, so it was to collapse, so I have to change it to the other way to cross it. It's very interesting. Sometimes it's these simple details that can give a good figure or a bad figure. If you can go back, you see that the first crossing the figure was open. The strings, they were open near the hands, so nothing could come out from there. But because I crossed them, I have made a center. Actually, I have made it. And because of that, it's extremely important. Just a small detail, but extremely important. Alright. Another angel, you see. Two angels, two heads, the wings, and here the... I don't know how to call it. That's it's two angels. Heads, the wings. And those long dresses that they usually come in the representations. That's it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What is this? Whoa, 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 whoa. She changed it. You saw? She was with the hands up, and then she changed the crossing to the hands under, an under insertion of the other fingers. Very subtle. And of course, gives different figures. Again, a phantom, I believe. It's a phantom figure, it's not a real cat's cradle. There are many figures like this, all phantoms. It can be phantoms 2 crossings, phantoms 1 crossing, phantoms 3 crossings, phantoms everywhere. This is a pentapha actually. This is called a star. This figure is a star because it is a pentapha. You put it on the table and you pull this part that is holding now, you have a straight pentapha and a circle inside the circle, so a pentacle. Another pentapha. This is pentapha. Well, very handsome pentaphas. We can get very handsome pentaphas from cat's cradle. Yes, 5-pointed star everywhere. So I lost it. I was talking. I did not realize exactly the... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 this is too much. Take a crossing and then to turn it. Whoosh. Well, actually it is impressive. This technique usually gives amazing confusions or complex figures, and the figure somehow simplified itself. It's quite impressive. I usually say that cat's cradle has a life of his own. We can use a simplifying technique and actually the figure can complicate itself by itself, or the other way around. Here was exactly how... Wow. You see, we have to take these loose to the other hand, of course. This is a must. We have to do it. It's very important. Ooh. In here we don't have a viable way to take out. But with these pullings of loops from one hand to the other, we get a way to take out the strings. It's very important. Alright. It's not bad. It's not bad, right? Interesting figure. Difficult to take out, but interesting. Let's find out what's going on. Very, 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 very interesting. False crossing here. And now the center is there. Yes, 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 yes. The center is exactly there. I think. Yes, it was there. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Aha, small twist here. You see this figure. This figure is much more interesting, but it is too far. We cannot see it well. This was also a simplifying, very simplifying technique. It is alright. No problem at all. Let's see what's going on. False crossings in the middle also, right. Very interesting. And here, false crossings here, a normal crossing in the other side. And here we have a beautiful string figure from Cradle. Very interesting, right? For Cradle, this is interesting figure. Not complex, of course, it's simple, but it's very appealing. I find it very appealing. Wow. Alright. There is always so many ways to take doubts that sometimes we have doubts. Whoa. Ooh. It's too much radical. Huh? Oh my gosh. Well, I was lucky, I guess. I was very lucky. A huge mess could come out from there, and the figure is interesting, very interesting. This is the Perpetual game. These games, the playing like this will never end, never. And always can make continuation of the game. We have to have a clear notion of when to complicate the figure and when to simplify the figure. It's only that. If we have a complicated figure, we have to simplify it. Usually by the technique I have shown you to save the game. And if we don't have strings, we have to complicate the figure, usually by the folded pentalpha. It's very easy. And with these two strategies, the game will never end. Never ends. Which is very interesting. Normal crossing. Aha, you saw she came out through that small little hole. Wow. Again, to put this loop on the fingers. The figure is extremely complex. Saving. You see what is saving? This is saving. To the middle and saving the game. You saw those loops that come out by themselves? He's saving the game. And I save it. I'm going to save it again, probably not. What am I going to do? Yes, save it again, because still there is some copy. Again. You saw? It was open, now I cross it to the other side to close. Ooh, not with very much success, I'm afraid. Well, here you have it. It is simplified. Wow, yes, no. We have no loops. Have to make a pentalpha to the next time. She made it already. Very clever. And there it is. Now we can make a continuation, but I'm going to put it on a book to save it to the next day. That's how we play Perpetual. You see, we put it inside, and then tomorrow we begin in the same place. Very amazing, right? This is the Perpetual game. Well, bye. See you all. Thank you for watching. Me and my mother. How beautiful it is, isn't it? Extremely beautiful. We still play. We have played all our lives. Thank you, mother. Thank you, mother. Well,